Okay.
We kind of quit using the microphone because everybody complained about being tethered to it. So,
Okay.
"Who are you?" said the caterpillar. This was not an encouraging beginning to a conversation. Alice replied rather shyly, I hardly know, sir. Just at present, at least. I know who I was when I got up this morning, but I think I must have changed several times since then." Fellow Toastmasters, who were you when you first joined Toastmasters? I remember who I was. I'd been painfully shy. I could not see myself standing in front of a group of friends, let alone perfect strangers, giving a speech. That was a lofty goal, one that was very elusive for me. Someone had reached out to you when you first came to a meeting because they were excited about this organization. It meant something important to them. It means something to you now. You formed an impression, and because of it, you came back. What did you notice? I saw a commitment to improve, a supportive environment, and people striving to reach their goals. What goals did you come up with that kept you coming back? I thought goal setting was useless, especially since I had not kept one goal. I could not understand why I didn't get anywhere in my life. It was hard to move in any direction when you didn't have a goal. I didn't know then what I know now, but I realized that not setting goals was a bit haphazard, and my wanderings were a little aimless. Daryl Connal, president and CEO of a research-based consulting firm, specializes in helping organizations prepare for and implement major changes. In his experience, he saw people display commitment in 5 specific ways. They had an investment of resources such as time, energy, and money to ensure the desired outcome. They pursued a goal consistently over time, even when under stress. They rejected ideas or action plans that promised short-term benefits, but are inconsistent with overall strategies of their ultimate goal achievements. They stood fast in the face of adversity, remaining determined and focused on the quest of their desired goal. And lastly, they applied creativity, ingenuity, resourcefulness to resolving problems or issues that would otherwise block the achievement of their goals. It was difficult to realize how often I continually failed at those first 2 items. I wasn't willing to invest any time. I was broke. That was out of the picture. I didn't pursue any goals. Every time I was under stress, I let other things get in my way. I felt ashamed. I also let my expectations and my judgments about myself cloud what little progress I seemed to make. I might as well give up. I felt useless. There had to be a strong and specific why for me to change. I watched the confidence and strength of other speakers. I wanted that. It wasn't enough of a why yet, but it was a start. I learned wanting something isn't the same as knowing how my life would change if I accomplished goals. Once I knew that, the support I found in Toastmasters helped me learn how to make my goals a reality. I could commit to moving forward because I wasn't alone. Art Tarak said, "There's a difference between interest and commitment. When you're interested in doing something, you only do it when circumstances permit. But when you're committed to something, you accept no excuses, only results." Being committed means you're willing to put the time in that's required to change your stars. You have to make a decision to move. Saying, "It would be nice if," and keeping things in your head isn't going to get you anywhere. I thought all kinds of pretty thoughts, wished and dreamt I could magically have the skills I desired. It was damnably frustrating when nothing happened. Of course it wouldn't. I had no goals, no commitment, and only an interest in what was possible. It's particularly powerful when goal setting for you to find yourself a mentor, someone who can support and challenge you in achieving your goals. When club leadership is involved as well, it creates a sense of cohesion and synergy. This type of commitment is the first step toward change. The next steps come from what I call the trust system. T is for tools of transformation. Having specific tools for your commitment. In Toastmasters, some of my tools were my manuals and my evaluators. We can utilize these tools for growth. Every time I filled a role or gave a speech, the feedback I received took me one more step toward the goal I wanted to achieve. R is for routine. It's important to establish a routine and have accountability with a mentor. Having a mentor is important when creating routine. Someone who doesn't live in our head, knowing our judgments and our excuses. U is for understanding yourself. Understanding some of my strengths and my weaknesses help me seek out specific support. If the person I looked to had the same issues as I did, I wasn't going to get anywhere. Finding a mentor who challenged but didn't overwhelm me was a key. Support structure. Once I made a commitment and set my goals, I needed a way to be accountable. Having my club and mentor know my goals offered me parameters and responsibilities and gave me a safe structure to work from. I knew I could succeed because I was supported as well as challenged. T is for tracking progress. You can't change what you don't measure. I meandered a lot through my life. I forgot many of my accomplishments because I didn't assess value to them. When we have feedback, it gives us concrete measure of what we have done and how to move toward the next step of our goals. Being part of Audible Experience gives you a unique experience, a unique opportunity to achieve goals beyond a typical experience. When I first joined Toastmasters, my goal was to be able to get up in front of an audience, deliver a speech without looking like an idiot, stumbling over my words and being concise in my delivery. Hopefully without my notes, which is not happening today. Even though that goal is not as polished as I would like, I do still strive for other goals that move me toward the vision of how I want my life to be. Without a strong club to back us, strong in their commitment, all goals are a challenge to accomplish. One of the obstacles I see in front of this club is how it is perceived. The first time I visited Audible, I thought I could not possibly join this club, mainly because it was an advanced club. For me, that meant being able to deliver speeches well beyond my capacity and my experience. I had a certain perspective about Audible, which still persists in many clubs. I feel that perception lends itself toward lower numbers. For me, hearing advanced club was akin to being a first grader in a high school math class. It was so beyond my comprehension, I couldn't understand how I would fit in here. What is exciting about being here? How can others learn and grow beyond their home club experience? What sets you apart from other advanced clubs? What purpose do you see yourself fulfilling? In finding new language, I feel you can begin to notice how dynamic an impact you can have within this division in our district. If you didn't know already, District 9 has 29 distinguished clubs in the year 2015-2016. District 9 will be standing on stage at the Washington, D.C. International Conference with all the other distinguished districts. Really proud of that. I'm hoping that within my tenure here, that we can move this club to being distinguished. Kathy Simons, your president, has my support with these strong and specific goals. Increase club membership by 5. Every officer attending both trainings either as a participant or a trainer. And more manual completions, opening the road to becoming an advanced club. Going back to our trust model, thank you very much, Sheila, for writing that on the board for me. Think of the tools that are available for you. Emails, newsletters, a Facebook group, guest speakers to strengthen your club experience skills. What routine can you establish? Bi-weekly contact with members and guests. Continued contact with other clubs through emails or speeches. Send out invites to the other clubs in the area. Contact the presidents of the clubs and be sure that they, in turn, are getting your message through to their clubs. What is your understanding of this club culture and how you fit into it? Have conversations with your club members outside of Audible, as well as increasing your participation during each meeting. What support system can you implement for your club? Do you need a club coach? Do you have mentors? Do you have accountability to each other for your own growth? Have you shared your goals? Do you know what each one of you has for your goal for this coming year? If you don't, share them in a club setting. Have everybody know. Be on the same page. Be accountable to each other. And what ways can you track your progress? Increased membership is one way that you'll know that you can track. Manual completions. And when you get to the end of the year, count up all your distinguished club program points. That'll be a big way to know that you are tracking your progress and accomplishing your goals. Any questions so far? Any comments?
I'm sorry.
every one of you, especially those of you who have stepped up, thank you, as officers, has an important responsibility to yourselves and to this club, because every member of every club deserves to be part of a distinguished club. Remember Art's quote from earlier? There is a difference between interest and commitment. When you are interested in something, you do it only when circumstances permit. When you are committed to something, you accept no excuses, only results. Now that you have a better understanding of goals and commitment, I challenge you to decide for yourself whether you are an interested party or a committed member of this club. Mr. Toastmaster.